Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So the Protector's Jubilee event is 1 week away and we can get a sneak peek at which rewards we shall be able to obtain in terms of fashion and like a new companion and vanity pet. So we just jump into the collections tab and looking in the Protector's Jubilee we can see the new rewards here. This one having a placeholder for the new throne. So I guess we can't really have a sneak peek at what it's going to look like at all. However, we can see we're going to obtain a new companion, the Cyclops War Drummer. And looking at it initially, just through its enhancements and its equip power, it looks pretty bad, right? It's just going to reduce enemies' awareness, and here it's just going to increase your incoming healing and maximum HP. Sure, not the worst for a tank, but this is not what makes it good. If we look at its stats and powers, we can see it has its percussion here, where when the Cyclops plays his drum, he'll increase damage resistance of himself and nearby allies by 3% for 10 seconds. In my opinion, that's not a bad buff, especially if he's going to be able to do it every, let's say, 15 seconds. It really depends how often he can get it off. But aside from that, we've no idea what kind of damage he's going to deal. Probably not up there amongst the top because he's more of a support one. So with that said, this is going to be the new companion, like the Abyssal Chicken was last year. And further than that, we can also obtain this Luminous Shade, which is going to be a vanity pet, which I assume is going to look very similar to herself, which would be sitting on that throne right there in the Vault of Stars, just above me. And then we have some fashion. We have two sets of it here. We have this Summer Court fashion along with the Gloaming Court fashion. And you will also have then transmutes for your weapons on your particular class. The Paladin ones actually just look like a reskin of the previous Sharandar ones. This shield and this sword. You may recognize them if you've played the game back in Sharandar and you farmed them out to get them. As for this Summer Court fashion, that's what it's going to look like here. This weird flower appearing beneath your feet all the time. The crown, pretty decent I guess. And then we have the Gloaming Court fashion here, where you just have this crown. Again, it's a reskin of what we've seen already within the Sharandar fashion. And you can see it's kind of got a galaxy effect there when I move my character around. The stars stay in the same position. On the live server right now, make sure to go and check your Wondrous Bazaar, since you should be able to purchase a coal ward here for Astral Diamonds. This is very unique, as they don't generally sell for Astral Diamonds other than the auction house. And at a price based there at 500, that is a significant discount what you would get from other players at, you can see there, nearly 900k Astral Diamonds. And if you have the VIP discount, as I do from VIP 12, having a 25% off, you can see I can purchase it for 375k Astral Diamonds. Unfortunately, you'll only be able to purchase it once, and that will be it. Once per account, and it's also a bound to your account, so you won't be selling them or making any profit by doing so. So spend the Astral Diamonds at your own will if it's worth it to you. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to give an explanation, at least from the devs' opinion, of why they've decided to come out with Module 21 and this entirely new leveling process where they have vaulted certain zones. They went and done away with the Black Lake District, the Tower District, the Black Dagger Ruins, the Helm's Hold, the Pirate Skyhold, Roth Valley, and also Mount Hote now. All of those zones shall no longer be accessible when Mod 21 launches. Now, they will only be vaulted and will potentially come back at a later date as like an adventure. If you've seen any of the overview videos I made on Module 21, they've turned these campaigns into now adventures and campaigns. So adventures will just be a series of quests which we complete and get a reward at the end. So the reason they've went ahead and vaulted some of these zones is mainly to streamline the leveling process so they can get players to the newest and best content faster. They also wanted to balance the progression of rewards and make each level achieved feel rewarding. They also want to make it so that there's more of a tutorial in the game, that you get introduced to your powers in more of a explanatory way, and you're not just throwing everything at you, and being more so shown what you have to do and what's kind of the goal in the game to get that maximum power in regards to your character, your stats, etc. They also want to go and improve the performance and the visuals of the game itself. The new level cap, it's been changed to 20 instead of 80. To all of us guys, that's not going to make one bit of a difference. If you didn't get your character to level 80 yet, you will get boosted to level 20, which is the maximum level. They've put this more in line with D&D, and you'll level up through completing quests rather than experience. So we'll have the milestone system as we have from 5th edition D&D. So the vaulted content, as I mentioned already, your Black Lake District, Tower District, Black Dagger Ruins, Helm's Hold, Pirate Skyhold, Roth Valley and Mount Hope now have all been vaulted, so we won't be able to access them. However, there are future plans to bring them back. Now, the reason for the Black Lake District and the Tower District for getting vaulted is player population was just so low. Once you completed your initial quests through those zones, that was it. You'd never come back. There was no point. So they're vaulting those, potentially going to bring them back as an epic adventure. Then with regards to the Black Dagger Ruins and the Helm's Hold, they went and vaulted those because they're very similar to the ones you get when you go through your Elemental Evil adventure. So there's not much point in repeating it like that. And then they went and vaulted the Pirate Skyhold and the Roth Valley along with Mount Hope now, because they want to basically improve those zones more, improve the visuals, make the experience just better, and the time consumption to do so was just too much compared to the other zones that they decided they're going to work on instead. Again, they may all come back potentially as epic adventures. So you may have noticed if you went and jumped into module 20, the Trade of Blades has been kind of removed, well, just reworked actually, and it's now a new hub area, the Adventurers Guild, for those of us leveling up. This is where you will pick up all of those intro quests, all of those quests that lead you to the next leveling adventure. And once you hit level 20, that is when you go and meet Sergeant Knox then in actual Protector's Enclave, and you don't use the hub too much anymore, but you can still use it as a hangout place because they have most of the vendors within the game in that area. You also have your dedicated areas like your library for the Warlock and the Wizard, your feast area for the Barbarian and the Fighter, your shrine area for your Paladin and your Cleric, and then kind of like a tucked away canteen place for like the Ranger and the Rogue to do their gambling and whatnot. So they've also introduced, you can access it through this new hub area, the new training room. And this is directly accessed just through a portal, which puts you on this large circular platform, and it's got certain abilities where you can either summon some enemies, you can summon some wounded allies, you can set your action points to full, you can set it so that you have no cooldowns, and set your stats to a certain rating level, etc, etc. That's going to be quite useful for those of us testing it out, but what we still really need within that area is a dummy which we can continually hit, preferably to do some proper testing. Then they've also went and changed up the quests so that they're now a lot more kind of visually appealing in regards to what rewards you'll get. Whenever you're going to level up, you will see that when you complete this quest, you will hit this certain level. Whenever you unlock certain powers and abilities for your class, you will also see them, that you will unlock them according to completing that quest. So it looks visually more appealing and attractive to complete quests, go through these storylines, etc. Now, with regards to your existing characters, I already touched on it. If you aren't level 80 yet and module 20 comes along, don't worry, you will be boosted straight to level 20, and with that you will also be able to claim a pack which will have the basic gear and stuff needed to continue you on your journey to complete those further level 20 adventures and campaigns going on from there. And that's pretty much it. If you want to test out all of these changes for yourself, the best place is the preview server. Be sure to go and check it out if you can, if you have a PC. Unfortunately for consoles and PS4 players, that isn't really an option. So hopefully this is somewhat helpful to you guys. I just wanted to go over the blog post that the developers posted, and this is mainly all from their point of view. And those are kind of the key factors at which they wanted you guys to know and their reason for it. Now for my opinions, personally, I like the change. It took forever for you to level up to 80, especially as a new player. I remember first starting out this game, it took me like weeks, if not a month, to get to max level. And in between that, I was continually switching between characters, deciding I didn't like this one, like that one instead. And you didn't really get a feel for the character because you had so many abilities locked and whatever. Now that should be changed so that you'll be able to max out a character to level 20 within about 12 hours of gameplay. You've only hit max level. You still are a far shot from maxing out to get into endgame with all that item level, proper gear, enchantment, mounts, companions, etc. Hopefully I presented this well, and if you did, consider leaving the video a like, and if you're new around here, consider subscribing. I'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.